The Lord be with you. I'm Deacon Keith Fournier, and our first reading is from the first book of Maccabees. King Antiochus, meanwhile, was making his way through the upper provinces. He had heard that in Persia there was a city called Elamaeus, renowned for its riches, its silver and gold, and its very wealthy temple containing golden armor, breastplates, and weapons, left there by Alexander, son of Philip, the king of Macedon, the first to reign over the Greeks. He therefore went and attempted to take the city and pillage it, but without success, the citizens having been forewarned. They resisted him by force of arms. He was routed and began retreating very gloomily toward Babylon. But while he was still in Persia, news reached him that the armies which had invaded Judea had been routed, and that Lysias in particular had advanced in massive strength, only to be forced to turn and flee before the Jews. That the latter were now stronger than ever thanks to the arms, supplies, and abundant spoils acquired from the armies they had cut to pieces, and that they had pulled down the abomination which he had erected on the altar in Jerusalem, had encircled the sanctuary with high walls as in the past, and had fortified Beth-zur, one of his cities. When the king heard this news, he was amazed and profoundly shaken. He threw himself on his bed and fell sick with grief, since things had not turned out for him as he had planned. And there he remained for many days, subject to deep and recurrent fits of melancholy, until he realized that he was dying. Then summoning all his friends, he said to them, "Sleep evades my eyes, and my heart is cowed by anxiety. I've been wondering how I could have come to such a pitch of distress. So great a flood is that which now engulfs me, I who was so generous and well loved in my heyday. But now I recall how wrongly I acted in Jerusalem when I seized all the vessels of silver and gold there and ordered the extermination of the inhabitants of Judah for no reason at all." And our response is from Psalm 9. "I rejoice and delight in you. I sing to your name, Most High. My enemies are in retreat. They stumble and perish at your presence, for you have given fair judgment in my favor. Seated on your throne as upright judge, the enemy is wiped out, mere ruins forever. You have annihilated their cities. Their memory has perished. See, Yahweh has made himself known, given judgment. He has ensnared the wicked in the work of their own hands. Muted music, arise, Yahweh. Human strength shall not prevail. The nations shall stand trial before you." A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. Some Sadducees, those who argue that there is no resurrection, approached Jesus and they put this question to him. "Master, Moses prescribed for us, if a man's married brother dies childless, the man must marry the widow to raise up children for his brother. Well then, there were 7 brothers. The first, having married a wife, died childless. The second and then the third married the widow. And then the same with all 7. They died having no children. Finally, the woman herself died. Now at the resurrection, whose wife will she be, since she had been married to all 7? Jesus replied, "The children of this world take wives and husbands, but those who are judged worthy of a place in the other world and in the resurrection from the dead do not marry, because they can no longer die. For they are the same as the angels, and being children of the resurrection, they are children of God. And Moses himself implies that the dead rise again in the passage about the bush where he calls the Lord the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Now he is God, not of the dead, but of the living, for to him everyone is alive." Some scribes then spoke up. They said, "Well put, Master." They did not dare to ask him any more questions. The Gospel of the Lord.